Hey yo, just chilling here, a beachfront resort in Davao Oriental. My wife's having a reunion with some of her school friends, so I'm just kicking back and soaking up the serenity. I guess it's another video just to follow up on my other video about Davao City was a good retirement option, which I think it is, and if you come here you'll probably agree. The next question I guess you'd be asking yourself would be city or province life. So if you're a city lover, you love living in the city, you like the hustle bustle of the city, you like all the more hanging in the malls and just the city life in general, then you're probably going to want to move to the city. If you're a bit like me, I've been living in a big city all my life, and I am actually the opposite. I wanted to get out of the city. I wanted to be living in the province, and that's how I've set myself up, away from the hustle and bustle. I mean, look, I'm still a city boy through and through, so I do still make trips back to the city just to get that get that city fix, I suppose. You get to go and eat some nice food, some restaurants, go and hang out at the mall, watch a movie. But yeah, or option two is province life, something like this, where it's less hustle bustle, more relaxed, more chilled out. If you love the beaches, living at the beaches, which I do, you just come and chill and relax. Now, you'll have a budget, I'm guessing too, so that could ultimately be the main decider on that decision, the maker of that decision, because province life is probably cheaper, well, definitely cheaper. If you need to be around other expats, you want to have, set up a network of fellow countrymen, countrywomen, then your province life maybe not suit you, because you'll probably find that there may not be anybody in your area. Like where I am now, very rarely do we see a foreigner. There was talk yesterday that there was one in town, and we did see one down the coast, but it's Christmas time, so that time of the year normally brings more foreigners in. There used to be a couple living around here, yeah, but they've all sort of left and moved on. So, but yeah, so there's the options: city or province. Like I said, it could come down to the amount of funds you've got. But you'll find rental cheaper in the province. You'll find food cheaper. The only sort of real hassle there might be that you may have to get a vehicle, because if you need to travel to the city, you're gonna need a way to get there. The only way that you can currently sort of get there from places like this is on the vans, and the buses, and that's really the only way you can get back to Davao. And the vans, the drivers can be a bit crazy. A lot of people use the vans when they've got an illness and they need to get to hospital, so it's not the cleanest environment. Aircon's on the whole way. It gets a little clammy in there. Children, I think the last couple ones I got, there was a baby vomiting the whole way, and it wasn't very pleasant. And then there's the buses. The bus from where I am to Davao City can take between 6 and 8 hours depending on the traffic, and it's a long journey. And if you're going to be on a bus, it's probably better to be air conditioned, and we don't have air conditioned buses leaving from here. We have to catch an air conditioned bus about an hour, and then jump on a non-air conditioned bus for an hour, and then jump on a air conditioned bus. And but you have to wait for the air conditioned bus to turn up, so you may have to sit in the terminal for an hour or two until an air conditioned bus comes along. Then you transfer to that bus. So once you're on the bus, though, they're nice. They stop at most of the terminals, so you can get off and use the CR or whatever you need to. there's food and stuff there, so they're not that bad. And in the end, I ended up using the buses more because I wasn't in a rush, and they're just more pleasant. The vans, yeah, no, I just had some bad experiences on the vans. Those drivers are just, some of them are nuts. You can't even look out the front window sometimes, hey, because there's just so much going on. You're just like, oh my god, are we going to survive? Even, you know, so yeah, kind of interesting. But yeah, so there's things I guess you need to sort of take into consideration. Province or city life. I mean, you can live on the edge of the cities too. Davao City is a big city. It sort of sprawls out quite big. I think it's one of the largest cities in the world as far as its urban sprawl goes. So you can actually live out on the edge of the city a little and still have that sort of semi-rural life, but still have the all the city stuff there, not far away, so you don't have to travel as far. So that's a good way to look at it as well. I mean, that's definitely an option, and just makes things a little easier as far as having food available. Because I mean, there's not many, if any, like Western food supplies here, and if there are, they're really expensive. So you really only got Filipino foods in the supermarkets and things like that. So yeah, so you've got to basically go to the city, buy everything you need and bring it here. And if it's frozen goods, then you're going to need your own vehicle, because you're going to have to put them in some sort of a cooler, chiller box or something like that. Otherwise, you know, they're just going to melt. So I mean, yeah, completely down to you. I mean, it's definitely more relaxing in the province, just, you know, chilling out at the beach and everything else. But yeah, so a few things to think about, definitely. So if you do choose a province, then of course that saving that you make from the city will probably get offset if you choose to buy a vehicle, because then you've got the running costs of the vehicle. So any savings you make from rental, you're probably going to lose in having to maintain your vehicle, put the petrol and the gas in. So that's one of the payoffs, of course, of being able to live in the province. That, you know, you're going to have to maintain the vehicle and pay for the gas. So, and then you've got travel time back and forth to the city. If you've got nowhere to stay in the city, then you're going to have to pay for hotels. And we got there and we stayed 2 nights, maybe. I mean, you can hunt around, you can get deals, you know, there's no problem there, but, you know, it all adds up. So, I mean, that's another thing that can take into consideration. A vehicle makes it, for me, a vehicle is a clincher totally down in the province. You know, I do a lot of other things too, like I surf, so to get to the beach and to you know, be able to go and surf and get to the beach with my boards and stuff, the pickup definitely helps. And then the other thing is you may have to get a motorbike. Motorbikes aren't expensive. You can pick up motorbikes pretty cheap, but you know, you're limited to what you can carry on a bike. Definitely a car is definitely a good option in the province, especially if you're a long way from the city. It's also good for emergencies. If you need to get somewhere in a hurry for an emergency, a vehicle is good. You can't rely on the public transport to get somewhere in a hurry. So yeah, the vehicle's a good option in the province. In the city, you're right, because you've got ambulances and everything. Davao City is actually quite well set up as far as that. They were one of the first, I think, cities in the Philippines that had the, I think it's a 111 service or 117 or something like that. So that was quite cool that that was set up. I see ambulances all the time buzzing around the city, so in that respect, you know, you're pretty safe. In the province, not so much. Local hospitals aren't very well kitted out. You wouldn't want to get in, if you've got a medical condition, province life probably not going to be good, especially if there's no hospitals around. I mean, the hospital near where I am, people come out of the hospital more sick than they go in. You wouldn't catch me in there, if you get what I mean. You know, it's not a good option. You're better off going to another city. So yeah, that's another option that you need to consider. Like if you've got a medical condition, you're best to stay in the city. You're best to be near medical help. If you get too far out of the city and too isolated, and something happens, I'm not saying it will, but you don't want to have to put other people under strain and pressure to try and get you help. You know, yeah, so basically medical condition, I reckon city's just going to be safer for you and for everybody else. So hopefully in some way this video helps you to decide whether you're going to stay in the province or in the city. Ultimately it's up to you. It's all about your lifestyle, I guess, your budget, and ultimately how you want to live, and basically, yeah. So, but I can tell you now, province life is pretty cool. You know, you get to experience some pretty cool things. You're more in touch with the locals, and it's just cool. It's the Philippines, in my opinion. You know, the locals are so friendly, and it just sort of makes you feel a bit better. You know, you're living in a city. It's really just another city. You get, you know, it's a bit impersonal. But when you're in the suburbs, or in the province, you know, you interact with the locals more, and you know, you sort of become more of the community, and it's kind of cool. So hey, thanks for watching the video, everyone. I hope it helps with making your decision on whether you want to live province life or the city life. But I'm sure whatever decision you make, you're going to love it. Look, any questions you want, leave them in the comments section. You know, I'm happy to give any advice out to you guys if you need any. Also, please hit the like button and subscribe if you're interested in seeing more videos about retiring in the Philippines, or just the Philippines in general. I'm not going to sort of go on too much about the retirement thing, as I'm not really sort of in that age bracket retiring anyway. So, but I can certainly answer questions in relation to that topic, as I've talked to a lot of people about it here. So yeah, so it's not a problem really. Yeah, keep watching, because I've got plenty more videos coming up. We're going to go visit a few places around here with some really nice beaches, like really nice beaches, and there's a few other interesting things in the area over the next couple of days. So yeah, cool. Thanks again for watching, and stay tuned. Cool. Cheers, man.